Привет, это Galina. Hi, this is Galina and my Russian language video course for beginners from NotesForRU. And today it's time for our next vocabulary lesson and we will talk about age. We will know how to ask about age of someone and how to answer this question about yourself. Before we start, let's repeat all numerals that we learned last lesson. They will be very useful to talk about age. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These were simple numbers and all other numbers will be somehow connected with these numerals. Numbers from 11 to 19. 11. You remember 1 на 10, 1 on 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And I will remind you that in these numbers 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 will not have soft sign. So 16, 17, hard sound. And numbers from 20 to 100. 20, 30, 40, which is not connected to any number. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. These were all numbers that we learned last lesson and now we can use them while talking about age. And let's start. If you want to ask someone about age, you can use this question. Сколько тебе лет? How old are you? Сколько тебе лет? We translate it as how old are you, but if you will translate this sentence word by word, it will have very different translation. Сколько means how much or how many, sometimes we also ask. Тебе, it's to you, it's kind of another form of ты, and ты, you remember, was you. Лет means years. Сколько тебе лет? And if we translate it word by word, it will have very strange translation. How many are to you years? How many years are to you? Doesn't make any sense, but just to explain you. But you know that English equivalent is how old are you? Сколько тебе лет? Тебе when we ask a friend or a person you know very well. Another option is to ask сколько вам лет? How old are you? Вам, it's a form of вы. And you remember that вы also means you, but in a polite way, in a polite form. Сколько вам лет? How old are you? You can use this question if you ask someone you don't know very well, or maybe you talk to a person who are much older than you. Сколько вам лет? How old are you? Also, you can ask about someone's age. Сколько ему лет? How old is he? And ему, it's just a form of on, and on is he. What does it mean? I'm always saying it's a form of. If you remember, last grammar lesson I mentioned about cases of Russian nouns. So it's just another case of the pronoun, because not only Russian nouns but also Russian pronouns will have 6 cases. I just don't mention you what exactly case it is, just not to make you confused, but you should understand that form means it's another case. Сколько ему лет? How old is he? Literally it means how many years are to him. Ему, it's a form of on, he. And you can ask about her age. Сколько ей лет? How old is she? And you can guess that ей it's a form of она, she. Сколько ей лет? How many years are to her? That's a strange word by word translation of this question. So 4 questions you know. Сколько тебе лет when you ask a friend? Сколько вам лет when you ask a person you don't know very well? Сколько ему лет? How old is he? Сколько ей лет? How old is she? So nothing is difficult, you just have to change this pronoun. If you want to answer this question, there will be 3 options for you, and these options will depend on your age. Let's see. If someone asks you, сколько тебе лет, or сколько вам лет, you can answer, мне 26 лет. Here, лет and лет here is similar. Or you can say, мне 21 год. Or, мне 24 года. That's strange because same answers, but you need to put different words here. These different words will depend on number which stands at the end of your age. And one more thing, мне is just form of я, I. Мне it's something like to me. Like there are 26 years to me. There are 21 years to me. So etc. Мне you just have to put instead of тебе. Мне it's a form of я. And I will explain you now when we will use лет, when we will use год, and when года. The word лет, years, we use for numbers from 5 to 10. So when your age finish with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 лет. And also from 11 to 19. 11 лет, 12 лет, 13 лет, 17 лет, 19 лет. The word год, which means year, only 1 year, we will use for one number. Number 1, один. 21 год, 21 years. Мне 21 год. And the word года, years, we will use for numbers 2, 3, 4. If your age finishes with numbers 2, 3, 4, you will need to use года. 24 года. It looks a little bit funny in Russian language that every time you have to change this word, but I promise that you will practice it a few times and you will never be confused. So one more time. Лет from 5 to 10 and from 11 to 19. Год only with one number, один, which means 1. And года for 3 numbers, 2, 3, 4. Сколько тебе лет? Мне 26 лет. It's an answer that you will use to answer about your age. And now also when we ask about his age, сколько ему лет? You don't need to change ему now because it's already changed and we are talking about someone. And you will answer ему 41 год. You remember with number 1 we use год. Or you can say ему 44 года. You remember numbers 2, 3 and 4 we will use word года. Or ему 8 лет. You remember numbers from 5 to 10 we will use лет. Сколько ему лет? How old is he? He is 41. Ему 41 год. And we also asked about her age. Сколько ей лет? Ей 61 год. You remember один. Ей 24 года. She is 24. Ей 12 лет. You remember numbers from 11 to 19, you will need to use лет. And I will give you a few examples that you understand this topic better. Мне 10 лет. I'm 10. And it is an answer for the question сколько тебе лет? How old are you? Мне 10 лет. And you remember numbers from 5 to 10, you will need to use лет. Сколько ему лет? How old is he? Ему 4 года. He is 4. And you remember for numbers 2, 3, 4, we will need to use word года. Сколько ей лет? How old is she? Ей 46 лет. You remember numbers from 5 to 10, you will need to use лет. Мне 40 лет. I'm 40. All these numbers which ends with 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. we will also use лет. Мне 40 лет. I'm 40. Сколько вам лет? Мне 62 года. I ask сколько вам лет in a polite way because it's obvious that this person is quite mature and older than you. Сколько вам лет? How old are you? Мне 62 года. I am 62. And you remember numbers 2, 3, 4, you will need to use года. Ему 11 лет. For example, это мой сын, его зовут Миша, ему 11 лет. This is my son, his name is Misha, he is 11. Ему 21 год. He is 21. And you remember 1, we need to use год. Ей 1 год. She is 1. У меня есть дочка, ее зовут Катя, ей 1 год. I have a daughter, her name is Katya, and she is 1. Ей 1 год. Мне 36 лет. I'm 36. Ей 17 лет. She is 17. You remember numbers from 11 to 19, you have to use лет. These are examples of how you can answer the question about your age. I will not give you exercises this lesson. I decided to start our next vocabulary lesson from the exercises. So for now, you can just practice these phrases, asking about age and answering this question. And also you can repeat our numerals. And in the next vocabulary lesson, we will learn how to talk about your nationality and language. And as I promised, we will start the next lesson with exercises about the age. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and you understood everything, but if you have any questions or maybe suggestions, you can write them in the comments area under this video. And if you want to download the Word format of this lesson, you can go to my website NotesForRU.com, and also you can visit my Facebook page NotesForRU Online Russian Lessons. And I will see you soon in the next grammar and vocabulary lesson, and bye! Пока!